Whoa! Ooh, welcome back, everybody. Time to do that semi-janky maneuver I mentioned in the last episode. What I mean by that is we're just going to run through some enemies. Namely the clerics. We're not going to fight all three of them again, but we're going to try to make it down and to the right. You're probably going to get hit in the back. And then we're going to try to make it... Oh, that was silly. Behind this pillar. Rest for a second, maybe heal up if you have to, just in case. And then we're gonna get to the end and cut right down to this walkway that we skipped last time. It has a rat at the end. So come down and take care of this guy. And then the path forward just leads to a hole, so ignore that and instead go back and take a left and enter this room where there's another rat immediately on your left. With, ooh, nice, 2 more in the corner. Now we're going to want to go down this way, but there's actually a secret wall right here in the corner that allows us access to the item we saw on the other side of this hallway. Look at all the rats down there. When we were fighting the demon clerics. So now we can go this way and loot Quilana's pyromancy tome, which is fantastic. And then down this way is a unique area. We have a giant lava lake that has 2 items in it that we need to get. So what you want to do is first ember up so that you have full health if you're not already embered. This is why we have the flash sweat attuned. Take a step back because the slimes will start to crawl towards you slowly. So I want to get maximum amount of time to talk this through. But what we're going to do is we're going to equip maximum fire resistance gear, shields, the lot. Red bug pellets, flash sweat. Take care of this guy. And then we're going to sprint through, chugging Estus Flax left and right in an attempt to get all of our items. There's a very good chance that both you and I will die during this section. But luckily getting back here is not too difficult. So, open up your equipment. You don't even need a shield. In fact, what I would like to do is equip the Grass Crest shield instead, so we can get that bonus stamina regeneration. And I'm going to go through and I'm looking for fire specifically. Anything that has a high damage absorption to fire. Go through the whole gambit. Most of the time it's going to be your pyromancer's garb, but some unique items are better. Okay. I always like to start in the corner too so I don't get lost. If there's a tie, then it literally doesn't matter. We're also going to equip... Ooh. Keep an ear open, because there are still some slimes slowly crawling towards you. Okay, so where were we? We also want to equip the flamestone plate ring and the speckled stone plate ring, which slightly ups all types of damage absorption, including fire. And what else do we need? We need to go ahead and on one of the quick items equip the red bug pellets. Equip your pyromancy flame, equip flash sweat, change to the red bug pellets, and then hit X, and then immediately switch back to your switch back to your Estus flasks, and then hit right bumper to cast flash sweat, and then we're going to sprint out, grab that item and heal, and then sprint over, healing all the way to grab the other item, and hopefully we'll make it back. You'll see. So we hit X, switch, cast that, and run forward. Chug. Get Toxic Mist, chug. 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 Get that. Ah, we died thanks to the slime. Bats. I don't think we had enough Estus flasks to make it anyway. If you really want to try to get it in one run, then you can also go back to Firelink Shrine to allot your Estus flasks so that you have a maximum amount. But let's try that again. And since we're just sprinting through the enemies, I'm not going to change my gear. Sprint here and wait for the fireballs. And then run. And then run. And then run again. And we do still need to take out the rats again. That's the unfortunate part. Luckily there's only 4 of them, and they die in one hit. Now sometimes, actually let's wait. If the lava kills you, your souls will wind up back at the edge here, but if the slimes kill you, then they'll be all the way back there. And they're hard to see too, making this very unfortunate. I think I see them down there though. Yep, I do. Just barely. Alright. So Ember up so that you have max health. This is one of the reasons, if you're new to the game, to not sell your embers as I've been doing. Let's go red bug pellet, switch to flask, pyromancy. Might have to do it again. Nah, we're fine. Run, heal, run, heal, grab my souls, heal. Run back, heal. The animation of drinking that Estus flask is what is most annoying. Okay, with that done, we gotta make it all the way back to the bonfire to rest, or you can just use a homeward bone. Now switch all your gear back. So that would be the silver eagle kite shield. I don't even remember what we had on. We had the northern helm, we had the sellsword armor. We kept the fallen knight gauntlets, and what did we have here? Well, here, let's do the rings first. Great swamp, witch's ring. And then what trousers give me maximum weight? That one? Is there anything better? Damage resistance? I think that one just has the best average. That's fine. Yeah, okay. That'll do. And now we can continue on. We're gonna do back to the same place, but now we're gonna go to the area opposite that illusory wall. killing these rats one last time. Or hopefully one last time. That is, if I don't die. And then we get to this area, where left is a rat waiting to ambush, and to the other side of the dead end past the first rat. And then to the right, and then turn right, and we get the area that had all the rats that we were looking down upon. So we want to take out these. Now is a good time to try out the Great Chaos Fire Orb. Which does a ton of damage. And has a large radius as well, making it ideal for groups. If I remember right, there's nothing down here. Nope. However, there is a wall that looks slightly less overgrown than the others that you can hit for an illusion with a chest containing 3 large titanite shards and secretly another illusory wall behind that lets you drop down to an item. Careful of the basilisks that you might have heard moments ago waiting to pounce. They don't trigger when you just drop down here. You just drop down 1 level to get an Isolus staff, and then drop down again to take out 3 people. Don't mind if I do. There's 2 in front of us, and then there is a 3rd one you saw jump towards us. That's at the end of the walkway here. Now you have to be careful because there's 2 or 3 basilisks on our right and 1 on our left. So slowly walk forward. They're easy enough on their own, but can be deadly in groups. Especially since these are slightly more resilient than the previous ones. There should be, yeah, there's 1 more there. I think that he's facing another one. No? Okay. Ah, there he is. I thought there was 1 more. And now consider healing up to full, because we have another NPC fight on our hands. We actually have a... Nope, not that way. It's just before the stairs. On the left, we have a rematch with Nightslayer Tsorig. So come down this way, equip your Great Chaos Fire Orb, and be immediately ready, because he is right at the top of the stairs there. Yeah, see, that thing does almost one-shots you, that's why you should consider healing to full. And we get his weapon and shield, though. The reason I'm not healing yet is because I want to show everybody that there is another lava lake we have to tackle. Luckily, oh no, there are 2. I was about to say there's only 1 item, but there's 2. So, same strategy as the first one. Equip your most fire-resistant gear. So what do I have? Sellsword, Fallen, Nameless. Okay. Which was what again? I think it was the Conjurator Hood. Antiquated dress. We already have the best one. And then yeah, Pyromancer's trousers. flame stone plate and speckled stone plate. And I'm going to use an ember because I want to save all of my... Oh. Well, never mind. I was about to say I want to save all my Estus charges. It looks like that's not an option. Which means we're probably not getting through this alive, but we're going to try. Run, 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 run. Yes, and we made it. So there you have it. Now we can change all of our equipment back. That's the last of the lava lakes. That's the good news. Okay, back there. And now this time I'm gonna walk back. Because I've cleared out all the enemies. Oh wait, no. Can't do that. Never mind. Homeward bone out of here. And then we have to do this for the last time, thankfully. Oh, forgot my shield. There we go. Jeez. Well, that was lovely. All I'm doing is walking all the way back to those stairs I just teleported from. Almost forgot. You can ignore the rats to the right this time, or straight forward, I mean. Instead, just come down this way, which is the way you're supposed to come to the basilisk room without using the secret illusory walls. And this is where you want to be careful. There's the first one we killed last time, but as soon as we step forward, we're going to pull the other two. Which will then pull the other... another one or two of them. Just make sure you don't get caught and end up dying from the curse. Step back if you need to get the curse bar to deplete a little bit. Alright. And now we can finally move forward. There's a black knight that you can barely see on the left of that archway ahead of us. And since space is so limited on this bridge here, you can do one of two things. You can either pull them all the way back to get some more space, or use pyromancies to hit them from afar. Shoot. Get the item on the right. Make sure you don't fall down. And climb the very long ladder. Just one more difficult section and then a boss. Which is actually less difficult. Up at the top of the ladder, you've got another, much shorter one. And an item on the right that you can drop to. And then drop back down to the bottom of the ladder. Climb up again. And now as you move forward, you will hear that we have to tangle with the ballista again. So the minute you step out, dart to the left, and drop down this little area here. And the ballista will not be able to hit you from behind these walls. And you can get an item. Keep this way so you can avoid the arrows. And on our right, let's see, is some bone wheels that you can choose to ignore if you would like. I'm gonna take care of them though. There's no items down here. I just like the souls and to show you the placement of everyone. There's two skeletons this way. Come on. What the heck was that? Come on with their stupid alternating attacks. There we go. And I'm gonna heal up because now we got two undead bandits. And it's very difficult to pull them away from each other. But I'm gonna try either way. There's not a real easy way to do that, so if you pull both, just try to keep your distance and hurl fireballs. The fireballs stagger them, and it only takes two, so... Alright, and we make it to the ballista that was firing the 3 arrows at us. Yep, that's what it looks like. But fortunately, what we can do is turn it off. With the ballista finally deactivated, I don't know what happened to the giants that were operating it, but we can finally loot the entire lake. So heal up because we're going to take a couple of long drops. Go to the very far right corner, past the ballista, and there's a series of drop points that we can use. Make sure to heal up after each one. After that first one, the rest are not quite as severe, but yeah, see. Just making sure there's no items on any of these. And when you make it down, notice the smoldering crabs, so make sure you be careful of them. You can take them down just like normal, but they obviously are fire resistant, take more damage, deal more damage, and there's a lot more of them. That's the biggest issue. Once you touch down, we're going to go to the right. There's a little platform looking area that we're going to head towards. Try to arc a little bit so you don't accidentally pull any crabs. And there's an item on the very, very far side of this whole lake in the crab area. So try your best to stick to the wall. And by stick to the wall, I mean push into it. To maximize your chances, or minimize your chances of drawing aggro from the crabs. We can come get this. Another Chaos Gem. Feel free to ignore this if you've already got the one Chaos Gem and you're just trying to get through the game. We're only going to need one. Push back against the wall as you escape. It's looking like I might pull that guy. No? These guys have a lot smaller aggro range than they do in Farron Keep. Alright, so where is everything? Oh, make sure you don't go in the center here, because you will crush the floor and drop down. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large Titanite shards, and then either 1 or 2 items where the worm was, electric worm. Here in the middle. Back towards the entrance. One around the tree. One where the worm was. And a Shield of Want, which is a very good item because it acts as a duplicate of the Silver Covetous Serpent Ring. Gives you more souls. Alright, and then you can pat yourself on the back one more time because we have fully looted the Smouldering Lake. Come back to the bonfire that was here. We're going to change up our spells slightly. We're going to trade in Fireball for Toxic Mist. It's very good against this particular boss. We're also going to summon Night Slayer Tsorig. And there's a second summon that we can activate, making this boss quite easy. Again, though, he can still kill you with the quickness, so don't get too laid back, I guess. Too comfortable. Okay, here he comes. We're also not going to be casting very many pyromancies, so we're going to change up the Sage Ring with the Flame Stoneplate Ring. We'll keep the rest of our items. Actually, you know what? Do I have a better fire? I do. Well, let's keep the shield, but change up. Nah, we'll just stick to this. You can feel free to change to a shield. I'm thinking he has a attack that causes a ring of fire to radiate outward from him and then back in, and you can get hit by it twice. And you can guard against it, but if your shield doesn't absorb very much fire damage, then it's not going to help a whole lot. So it might behoove you to equip something with better fire damage absorption. So yeah, I will. And you can also change up your armor to have better fire damage absorption. And you can use your red bug pellets. He does still deal physical damage, it's not just fire. So you want to keep that in mind, because his attacks hit like a truck. So we can summon Night Slayer Tsorig, Great Swamp Cuculus. And we can go to take on the old Demon King. As for his moves, he has a giant hammer that he swings around. You're going to want to just stay close to him and attack him with your Dark Hand. He's very weak to dark damage. We're going to start the fight by Toxic Misting him, though, which is why I'm keeping on my Pyromance boosting rings. Then, what else has he got? He can do a Great Combustion, where he holds his hand in front of him, and a little explosion, pretty big explosion actually, appears. So again, if you're staying kind of underneath his legs, you won't get hit by it. It's phase 2 you want to worry about when his body starts to ignite. Then that's when he can breathe fire. He can cause a ring to either radiate outward and then back in, or it'll start as a large ring and go towards him and then back out. And the big attack is he'll raise his mallet in the air and wave it around and cause fireballs to rain down, very large meteorite-looking things. And that can kill you quickly. Now luckily our 2 NPCs will help to absorb some of that stuff. But when you see him raise his mallet up, hit him a few times because he leaves himself open, and then run backwards. And then when you see him kind of roaring when he is ignited, make sure you back away because he's going to let out a huge explosion. When he does that though, his body cools down and he remains stunned for several seconds, usually enough to finish him off. That happens when he's down to like 10% health. So with all that, oh yeah, and we can use Flash Sweat too. So let's use our red bug pellet, switch to the Estus Flask, Flash Sweat, Toxic Mist, and head on in. He starts down, which is reason enough that you can run in, apply the Toxic Mist, and when you see his health start ticking down, that's when you know that you've done it. So now you can switch to your Dark Hand. There's this Great Combustion. Just keep your shield up. And this is actually a fight where it's better to not lock on. You can also breathe fire on the ground and do that. Keep an eye on the purple aura around him, because that's his... Oh, here's phase 2. That's his Toxic Mist. Back out. So when he slams his mallet on the ground like that, that's when he's doing the fire ring. And it's gonna come... Oh, never mind. Thought it was gonna come back. Oh, there's the meteorites. I didn't notice. I was too busy having my back turned. He's still radiating purple a little bit, which means he's still poisoned. Back away. There comes the shield, or the ring. See, it should come back out as well. Yep, there it goes. So keep your shield to block it both ways. And I'm gonna stay back because he's about to do his ultimate move. Take a few pot shots. Up here he goes. When he crouches down like that, that's when he explodes. Stay way back. And then he gets down to the ground, and you can finish him off. Easy peasy. And you get the only boss soul that we're actually going to transpose in this first playthrough. And we get our achievement. Rest up. Head back to the Firelink Shrine. Back at Firelink, we can do some leveling. Switch your shield back before I forget. Where is it? There it is. And my ring. And actually, let's go ahead and take off the red bug pellets. We're not going to need those anymore. I like to keep my quick items as minimal as possible so I can just flip back and forth between the Estus flasks quickly. Which also just reminded me I have an Estus shard that I haven't been using. Hopefully you used it earlier. If you did, you should put it in Estus and not Ashen. So drop down and we're going to talk to Ludlith. And we're going to get our second, or actually this is our #1 spell. Chaos, Great Chaos Fire Orb is our second. This is #1. Transpose that. And then drop back down. And let's take care of a few things that I've been neglecting. You need to come talk to Patches eventually. For a gesture. The Patches squat.
Oh, God. The still.
Still talks about Grey Rat. Come back down. Let's see, what else? We gotta do the Estus Flask. Yeah, let's go this way. Because I want to talk to Grey Rat. I don't think he's ready to pillage again. You can send him off. Yeah.
You can
Okay.
Goodbye.
Occasionally we can send him to pillage to increase his inventory. And I think the next trigger is the following boss after this. So not yet. I think, what are my key items? Ah yes, I do have Quilana Pyromancy Tome, which I don't think I can turn in. But let me try. Yeah. And you can't give the Grave Warden. I think, yep, we already did that. There's no other pyromancies we really want. Fire Chaos Storm is a good one, by the way. I forgot to mention that that is one worth getting sometimes, because it creates, as you can see, multiple Chaos Fire Pillars. It creates bunches of columns of fire around you, and it's great AoE.
Do not be gone for long. What is a teacher without a pupil?
Let's reinforce our Estus Flask, which we should have done earlier. I think that's it, yep. Still can't infuse Chaos. We can do Fire, but not Chaos. And same for Dark. We can do Deep, but not Dark. Those are the next two calls. The whole idea is both Chaos and Dark add a intelligence and faith scaling, which is very good for pyromancers because we're pumping up both. Chaos deals fire damage and Dark, well, deals dark. So we're gonna have two main weapons, one for enemies that are resistant to fire, we'll have a Dark Sword, and one for everybody else, we'll have a Chaos Sword. So that's what we're shooting for. That's what we've been saving up for. So then let's sell everything else. Let's see, what do we got? We used a lot of homeward bones, but we can sell all these souls. We got 2 chaos gems, so you can sell one of them. Keep all your regular titanites.
Ashen one. Welcome home, speak.
And
Very
spend the
well.
rest on
Then top
levels. Again, we're going for 30 and 30. Oh, really? I'm 100 souls short. That's just rude.
Farewell, I may the
Ah, well. You can go sell some stuff if you want, but whatever. Alright, so with all that done, I don't have any undead. Nope. We're gonna travel all the way back to High Lord Wolnir. Before we move on, almost forgot. We need to attune my new spells. So we want Chaos Bed, Vestiges, and the Great Chaos Fire Orb, which takes up all of our attunement slots. This is why we wanted to have 4 spell slots, even though we weren't using them for the time being, because I knew we would. So with that done, we're finally going to progress the main story next time. Until then, stay safe.